What if I told you the world you live in was destined to die long ago? That something lost beneath its depths has been toiling away for centuries, carefully and meticulously maintaining the balance of its structure. And that with recent disturbances, the scales have now tipped and the century-long equilibrium has begun to twist and stretch. So now, with each and every day that passes, this chapter of our story draws closer and closer to its end. When we first jumped into this world, a strange riddle-filled book found its way into my possession, and with it, a mysterious axolotl. As the weeks went on, we acquired a fox, a chickabee, and then a second book with even more riddles just as strange as the first. And now, as of this last week, the final book is mine. So I've brought together the greatest minds that Tinkertown has to offer, but this time to decipher the very secrets within these books. But we're still kind of stumped right now. Just a lot of pondering going on. Adamantine cloud of slime we believe refers to a slime island. We've seen a few of these throughout the world. Villainous rune of negative climb could pertain to some sort of magic. We know that Casper is capable of magic, and we have heard things through Gnoma about runes, so maybe that could refer to a rune of slow falling, which we'll have to unfortunately discuss with Casper or Cassandra or whoever she is or goes by right now. Dwarf's abjuration of blur and anger, I'm pretty sure refers to Gnoma. He's the only thing short enough to be considered a dwarf here in this world. And he has also been really angry lately with everything to do with bulk shadies. Now turn around and burn asunder. I don't know if this means I'm supposed to burn something, or maybe it's something that Gnoma's supposed to do. If the burning is to do with his frustrations, maybe Gnoma's supposed to destroy bulk shadies? I know the book calls all of these spells, but with the next line here I think is really important in defining what it is we're supposed to be doing with this. Utter not these words of worthless blether. I think this goes to show that these aren't words as a spell. I think it's possible that what we've read so far has to do with actions or a location. What's really troublesome here is find all the books and complete this spell for his return. I don't know who he is. The only thing that could return is Sigma, or as we now know him, Dienegma. I don't know any other he's. But what solidifies my thought on this is what we read next. It will bring forth a calamity that is only mildly inconvenient. Which, if that's the case, it can't be Dienegma, because Dienegma is an abomination, like a horrible, vicious creature. If Dienegma's involved, there's no way it's mildly inconvenient. What if these books are all to cure Sigma, or whatever is left of him? Not that I would want to save him. It's not like I miss him or anything like that. I'm just thinking about the safety of the future of the world. Anything we can do to stop Dienegma, that's what this is about. That's all that this is about. The start of book 2 is what still confuses us the most. Divination of birch-like mazes, Golem's gem of ice and snow. We do know that the maze that we found the book in was made of birch leaves, but what could be the divination of it? And then Golem's gems of ice and snow. The only thing we can think of so far is maybe it's like a snowball or something to do with a snow. What does snowmen drop in Minecraft? Pyrostorm of orange hazes is where things start to get a little scary, because pyrostorm has to mean fire, which means orange hazes. You only really get the orange haze once a fire has grown big enough. One of the interpretations could be that because of the storm being so bright and the fire everywhere, there's no shadow, so we'll never see the shadow. So the shadow could be some sort of dark creature entity, or it could be someone here on the server is going to stab us in the back because we'll never see their shadow encroaching up on us. Both interpretations could be right. We're fairly positive that everything within the second book is just like the first book with this line here. Combiggen with the book you found to complete the second part of the spell. Although we have put all of the manpowers available on trying to interpret what combiggen could mean. It's a word none of us have ever seen before, and it baffled us this entire time, but we're sure it has something to do with the last part of the first book, meaning that everything in this book is also an action or a location. And now we have the third book, starting off with Crimson Red of Darkest Ages, Animal's Descent of Raining Skies. We're pretty sure the first part has to do with the fire in the second book, bringing on like some sort of destruction to the point where we have to start over, or it takes us back even farther, just wiping out everything in its path. And with the second part of this, raining cats and dogs generally means a colossal storm. So if we're correct, this event's going to happen in the middle of a powerful, just vicious storm. Listen really carefully to this next part. Hidden seed that all enrages. The mark of humanity cuts all ties. I think this is in reference to D'Enigma. When D'Enigma first came in Project Aussie, we had no idea he was there. Like how a seedling plants itself in the ground and over time eventually shows itself. The mark of humanity cuts all ties is when we saw all the changes to Sigma and how he was no longer himself. I mean, our interpretations of this are still all over the place, right? We don't know exactly what's gonna go on, but it really seems like it's gonna be one of two things. Either this is just foretelling the doom of us all, or maybe Sigma can be saved. But with these 3 books, we now know what to look for, and by God, are we gonna be ready. We will prepare and we will stop all of this from happening. Hopefully, that's the plan. That's the dream. What do you guys think? That doesn't sound too good. Also, perfect timing. Now, with our plan of understanding everything within these books, probably doesn't help that we don't have any of the animals anymore. I don't believe anybody stole them because, well, when we built the airship hangar down there, we forgot to put torches on the top, so when the night comes, you can see that mobs spawn on the roof, as well as there's a wolf down there. If mobs can spawn, it's possible one of them killed actually thinking about it. Wolves eat chickens. Do they eat foxes too? But needless to say, we forgot to put torches on the roof, so we're gonna be fixing that shortly. We did recently have a zombie outbreak in the town, so thank God we had all these guys over here so that it just didn't end up becoming a problem. Oh, crap. Now, the axolotl, on the other hand, we've got that back from Epsi, and we brought it back, but I put it in a chest because at the time I didn't have a place for it, and I thought, wow, we'll just build a really cool location for it. And then I completely forgot about it, and now I don't know which chest it is in. So obviously and clearly, the only sane and emotionally mature way that we can deal with the situation is to lie. Look, they've been under our noses the whole time, and we had no idea. Both the axolotl, the fox, and the chicken. Look, there's Chickabee. Oh. I forgot foxes eat chickens. Oh my God, what are the chances of that? Again, no. Step 1 of learning and understanding the books, we need to know more about adamantine sky island places things. Hello, Philandro. So we're going to Peach's place, because we know the nearest one is right there. Ah, just another beautiful day by train. There's our destination number 1. But why slime islands? Adamantine's supposed to be the most powerful, unbreakable item in existence. Slimes are far from that, but slime is also a very valuable resource when it comes to tools. David's added it to a few of my own. Slime aren't the most deadly creatures. I mean, just look at it, the more we hit it, the smaller they get. They're not strong, but it is still incredible how such a small, soft creature can be used to increase the durability of all sorts of different tools. I mean, well, sort of. I don't remember how to add it to my own tools. I've been sitting at 0 for a while. I'll have to talk to David about, I can't talk to David about that. He doesn't know he made this for me. Adamantine cloud of slime, villainous rune of negative climb. What if we're not looking for magic runes? We received the book before Casper jumped into this world. What if it's a different form of magic the book talks about? Something so this becoming an amazing addition to something so powerful. That's magic in a sense. But also, islands aren't supposed to float. This is some sort of form of magic itself, is it not? I don't think villainous rune of negative climb has anything to do with Casper or Cassandra or whoever she is. I'm also starting to think these slime islands might just be the missing piece to the airship puzzle. What if I've been thinking about it all wrong? My original plan was to take sky slime and figure out a way to process it into some sort of fuel. What if that was the wrong approach? So I've gathered the greatest minds Tinkertown has to offer, and we're leaving them here to do their research. Good luck, gentlemen. So in the meantime, as we wait for that, welcome to the brand new opening of the wood stall. Oh yes, all of your woody needs, and soon to be even sooner, the coconut and walnut stalls. Let's say you're perusing around, you're like, I could use some jungle logs. Look at that, I don't even have to use my diamonds. And you're like, I love jungle wood, but I could really use some planks. Well, would you look at... Oh, it's not on. All right, now it's all fixed, it's all good to go. You should be able to see the logs go in. And look at that, it cuts it all for you and it puts it in here. And if you're like, well, logs weren't what I'm looking for, I was looking for jungle planks, all you gotta do is toss the logs in then, and as soon as the one thing's done, it'll do the other. And it's a complimentary service of them all, because we don't like using the F word here. But man, it's hard work hauling lumber around all day and cutting it into logs and planks. If only there was some sort of way to quench that insatiable thirst that, oh wait, could this be? The mall's food court is now open? Well, Well, I mean, one shop is. The rest we have yet to fill with other businesses. So whether you're a resident of Tinkertown or not and you'd like to sell your own food here, you know the person to head up and let know. But the boba tea shop, how could this work? Well, currently we don't have the main system set up to automatically pull diamonds and put in the cups. It's a little more complicated with the smaller area that we have. So for now, we're doing the honor system. 1 diamond gets you 1 boba cup, and then we have an whole assortment of different flavors to choose from. Kiwi, whatever that one is, grapes, or probably lemons, peaches. Oh, that's peaches. I don't remember which one's which. And then we got mangoes, apples, that thingy, and then gooseberry. All you do is you take your cup you've purchased, you place it down. Beautiful peach milk tea. Delicious. And what do you know? Each one gives you effect. Like, for example, peaches gives you super speed. Now, while we were boarding the train earlier, you probably were wondering, what's that weird thing behind the train station? I'd never seen that before. Future home of the Tinkertown rail station? Could it mean that the rail stations are expanding? Ooh, wonderful. But Spencer, a server-wide train station? Why waste your time on something as silly as helping people when you have an apocalyptic prophecy to worry about? Well, you know, YouTube, I'm glad you asked. At first glance, this rail system may seem like just a normal benefit to society. This is where things get truly diabolical. Think of Tinkertown as the trunks of the train track tree, and all of the other stations are its branches. Now, where do branches on a tree come from? The trunk. See where I'm going with this? Every train we've set up in the network comes back to Tinkertown. Every train stops here. And what's here? The mall. And what do you do at the mall? You buy things. Now what can we do with all of this money? We can afford saving the world from the apocalypse. Money buys everything. Resources, gear, people, labor. It's what makes the world go round. God, I love capitalism. Also, check out these sweet bathrooms we've got, my ladies, my gents. It's even got a working toilet that you can flush. It's very possible this also might make it a little less suspicious to have freight trains hauling all sorts of resources out of the underground ruins. Which, who knows, maybe the underground ruins might just be involved. We just haven't been able to figure out the password yet. Password 123456 11111 12345. But oncoming apocalypse aside, it is the holidays. So I've gone ahead and written some Christmas messages for everyone in the server. We don't want any of that, oh, he's so nice, oh, Christmas cheer, oh, look at all these wonderful things. So I haven't signed any of the books, so they have no idea they're from me. I've also written one book with tons of nasty messages. And now I'm going to diabolically mix it in with all the other books, so I have no idea which one it is. And I'm just gonna give the books out randomly to everybody. Truly diabolical. But the anniversary of the official start of the NeverBound SMP was last month. Although I am late for it, I still wanted to do something, so I've been working on a piece of art to commemorate it. We sailed all the way out to the monument, climbed up the ladder to the top, we drank some boba tea, we reminisced about things that weren't related to the start of the NeverBound server because technically they weren't there, and I gave a little bit of a speech. Wanted to bring you guys here to celebrate the memory of a time once forgotten. I don't think either of you were here with us, but our group used to be much larger in a land called Vastant Rising. Well, I wanted to build this statue to commemorate the time that we were there, as well as
it's a statue. I thought it was like a funky, weird, a very strange looking rock, but no, it's
a fist.
I was probably in burrito world.
Oh, it's a fist.
It's wonderful.
Technically, it was last month was the anniversary, but it took me a long time to shape that. The other reason why I wanted to build this was, I know you guys know Gnoma, but before we had Gnoma, we had Sigma.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, we lost Sigma to Dianegma, so Sigma's dead now, my arch nemesis. I wanted to do a way to commemorate both of them, so the fist commemorates Vastant Rising in the memory of that, and then this is to commemorate Sigma. Oh, it didn't stop. Hold on, give it a moment, give it a moment. Give it a moment.
Why is it turning all the way around?
Wait, hold on, give it a moment, give it a moment. And that's in living memory of Sigma, or well, dead memory of Sigma now. Merry Christmas, everyone!
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!